Hi, I'm James from Chaosium. I sat down with Lynne Hardy a few weeks ago and we talked about the evolution of her career and how research plays an important role in her work. This clip begins right after I asked her about her professional background before she became a writer. Take a look.
Yes, my degree was biochemistry, and then I did a PhD in human molecular genetics. So I was gene hunting back before the full sequence of the human genome was published. So I was looking for a gene for that was causing a particular type of congenital heart defect. When I got my PhD, I went to work in a research lab in Toronto, which is how I know Robin. And I was gene hunting there as well, or well, protein hunting for it was an autoimmune disease. Then I ended up in Salisbury, developing a screening panel for chromosomal breakpoints in leukemia for the cytogenetics department there. Then I ended up back in Newcastle, first in the obs and gynae department, actually working on bladder cancer and bladder instability, and then in surgery, working on transplant rejection mechanisms as a researcher, and then decided that that was, I wasn't really enjoying it particularly at that point, and decided to leave and retrain as an embroidery teacher because my other hobby is sort of like historical embroidery techniques. Um, but ended up actually teaching A-level biology and sort of foundation year for biomedical degrees at Sunderland University. And then decided that was not really what I wanted to be doing anymore and went full time as a freelance writer and editor in the gaming industry.
I mean, it's an absolutely incredible background. I love it. Do you think that with your background in research, that research plays an important role in how you put together campaigns and write in general?
Yes, yes, it does. Um, what I know this is backwards to way some of our other writers do it. I tend to think, look at an area that I think would be interesting to set a scenario, and then I'll go and do the research to see if there's anything that jumps out at me that I can twist. Because it's always easier to sell the lie in these things if it's rooted in the truth, and people can't quite tell what's real and what isn't. So I will use the research to sort of spark ideas because quite often when I've had an idea and then I go and try and do it, the research tells me that something else is actually more interesting to do. So like I said, I've kind of stopped fighting trying to idea first. Sometimes I will come up with an idea and I will just go with it. Scritch Scratch was like that. I actually woke up singing the rhyme for Scritch Scratch, which then led to the short story, which by a very convoluted process ended up leading to the scenario. Um, but yeah, no, the research is very, very important. I like to know about an area. I like to know if there's anything interesting and useful there that I can use. Because if I know what I'm writing about, then hopefully that will come through to the keeper, and then they can use that to create a believable world for their players.